The rare and subtle confidence frame. About 10 years or so ago, I was in Bangkok. I was acting like a typical tourist, walking around with my guidebook trying to hit all the recommended spots. I was looking for a recommended spot about getting on a river barge, the place to get on and see some cool things you could only see from the water. I was kind of lost looking for the dock, and I'm not sure how, but I found myself wandering through a kind of warehouse or something. Some local was in the warehouse working on the ground putting something together. He looked up and saw me and immediately motioned toward where I needed to go. He had information I needed. He knew I needed the information he had. This transaction, the giving and receiving of the information, took maybe a second. He looked up, briefly gave me the information non-verbally. I nodded, he nodded back, and he went back to work. This is the ideal way to give somebody advice. You see somebody in need of information or in need of assistance. You give them the help they need and then split. Not split like run away, but splitting in this case, or quickly diverting your attention back to whatever you were doing before, like the warehouse guy, is polite. It respects the privacy of mind of the advice receiver. Few people, however, can give advice like this. When most of us give advice, we tend to expect at least some kind of reward. The next idea is a very subtle point one few understand. Whenever we give advice from the respectful frame where we value their privacy of mind, part of that is to allow them to give you a quick thanks. This is human nature. Somebody helps us like the warehouse guy helped me, and it's expected to exchange a very brief mutual recognition at the end. Like warehouse guy and me, a quick mutual nod. Thanks, no problem. The ideal frame of helpful advice giving leaves a tiny bit of room at the end for this brief exchange, kind of like a tiny bit of room for cream at the top of a cup of coffee. But here's the subtle mistake. Some people don't give advice from the frame of helping others. Some people give advice just to get that exchange at the end. This creates an expectation of behavior from the other person. This is why nice guys aren't really nice, and why nice guys are usually angry. They think they are giving an honest compliment, but not because they care about the feelings of the person they are complimenting. They only do so because they expect some kind of reciprocity, and when they don't get it, they get angry. This is a very, very short-term game. But if you help people and leave only enough room at the end for a quick exchange, this will build real confidence. The more you build this real confidence, the more people will enjoy your advice so long as you let them determine how that end space is utilized. This is the easiest way possible to build up the most attractive frame possible. To learn more, visit mindpersuasion.com/3x3.